Tonight means nothing if we stay in here. We'll only breed obsession, and I'm already a fan. Everything you see is your possession, and I'm already possessed.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into F1 Podcast, episode 74 now. As always, you're joined by Max and myself, Pep.
Hi guys.
Well, Max, we're going to talk about the German Grand Prix, and we're also going to talk about some things that have been happening since the German Grand Prix. And Max, you were luxuriating watching the race live. For those of you in Australia, we now have live F1, and Max has hooked himself up with the
I'm
the
loving
equipment.
every minute of it.
Yes, so you watched the German Grand Prix, mate. What were your thoughts on the race?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I always enjoy the German Grand Prix. I thought it was a terrific race. We had another massive shunt, which is always good or bad to see, I guess, depending on which side of the fence you sit on. But no, overall, I thought it was a good Grand Prix. Got a little bit boring in the middle part of it, and then Timo came out and shook it all about, so it was all right.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I thought that at the start of the race, until Timo hit the wall, basically, I thought, Lewis is just going to run away with this. It's going to be a pretty rudimentary race.
A bit of a procession, I guess.
But once that accident happened, mate, all hell broke loose, and there was overtaking, and there was lots of action. I was sitting up on my chair going, yeah, here we go, it's good.
Yeah, it was great.
Really impressed by Lewis's performance after the safety cars, especially overtaking Piquet and Massa. He did really well, Max.
Sure did.
2 races on the trot, and I'm really impressed. I said last podcast I was impressed, and he really impressed me again.
Yeah, he seems to have thrown the monkey off his back, hasn't he? You know, he wins in Britain and wins in Germany, and onwards we go to Hungary tomorrow night. But he's definitely riding the crest of a wave at the moment, and he drove a very smart race and a good race as well. So well done to Lewis.
Yeah, he did. It was a really enjoyable race, actually. Massa sort of gave up his position pretty quickly. I thought that was quite funny. There was some commentary about that. Nelson actually did the same, I think. He kind of just pulled over to the left and let Lewis through.
There was someone else that pulled over during the race as well, Pep.
Oh,
but dare I say, team orders? No, I didn't say that. But wasn't it interesting that he decided to go very, very wide and let young Lewis fly through?
yeah, Hakey did it as well, and I'm sure there's an argument about fuel strategies and that Lewis was faster at that time in the race, so let him through. But there has been a niggling on the internet this week about team orders, I've noticed, Max, because of that incident.
Yeah, well, Hakey, can I get a move over for Lewis, please? He's coming through right now. Okay, thank you, over. Off he goes.
There he goes.
In Lewis goes.
Yeah.
Sorry, something must have happened, and whether it was done via the telemetry or via the pit to car radio, I don't know. But it just looked very convenient that Hakey just went wide out of the corner and Lewis just shot up inside him and off he went.
Yeah. So Lewis went on and won the race, of course, and Timo's okay, so that's fine. He'll be okay for the next Grand Prix. And Nelson getting his first podium. I was pleased to see him up there getting the podium. At least to see Renault getting a podium, and also Alonso's just getting a little bit of stick again from Nelson. Spices things up, Max.
Oh, it sure does. But I mean, who out of any of us would have picked Nelsinho to be standing on the second rung of the podium?
Yeah.
No chance in hell. The kid's had what is the equivalent of the absolute worst start of the year you could possibly have of your career, and all of a sudden he bags second place.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was all down to good strategy and the like, and well done to him. I mean, obviously he drove a good race, and you don't get second by being an idiot.
Yeah, and he seemed really humble in the press conference as well, which I thought good. Nelson, just continue that way. He was genuinely appreciative of the efforts of the team, and I like that because he had a bit of a reputation as being a hothead. Yeah. And
look at his father.
Yeah.
I mean, case closed. But what I also thought made as well was a really nice touch in the post-race drivers' conference. was for Felipe Massa to turn around and welcome Nelson.
To the podium.
To the podium
and press conference.
I thought that was fantastic, and he did it a couple of times, and I thought that was a really nice touch. So
for sure, yeah,
for sure. He with an attach, welcome to the podium. No, it was really good to see, and I hadn't actually seen that before in any post-race drivers' briefing. It was great to see. So well done, Felipe.
Oh, it's that Brazilian camaraderie, Max.
No, yeah, well, either way. I mean, the kid's copped a tough time this year. We've given him hell. So
and he's come through.
Yeah, he's done well.
So it was a great race, Max. I really enjoyed the German Grand Prix. And Lewis, as I said before, seems to be on, a bit of a wave at the moment.
Bit of a roll.
Yeah, very impressive. And so since then, of course, we've had some testing at Jerez, 4 days at Jerez. And
with Jerez, Pep. It's Jerez in Spain.
And I won't even ask that.
No,
I won't even go there. Anyway, so since then, the first story actually was about McLaren's 4-paddle gearbox.
The steering wheel
yeah,
with the paddles on it.
With the extra set of paddles. And some photos coming out of those.
No, it was like out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was. And then, of course, they came out with the Dumbo ears, and Ferrari came out with the shark fin. Honda came out with the shark fin. There were slicks going on. They had the big aerials on the cars for the extra telemetry, I believe.
Yeah.
So, mate, every day I just log onto the website and look at the pictures and see the cars in their sort of practice testing trim. And it's so exciting.
It's great,
cool,
isn't it? It's good to see, actually.
Yeah.
And I still love in this day and age, despite there be so many limitations on teams as far as what they can do and can't do aero-wise. It's still great to see these guys coming up with, the anvil wing.
The anvil wing,
I mean,
yeah.
There's obviously some credence in it, and the majors are now looking at it seriously. So I think it's fantastic that Formula One brings this sort of stuff to the fore. It's good.
Yeah, they've only got a few months to go with this development, because next year all that's gone. But I'm loving all the wings. I've been reading up this week on the wings. The cockpit wing, the W wing, the bridge wing, the T wing. Oh,
it's great to see, isn't it? It's,
and those big fat slicks this week.
Bring them back.
It's so good to see them on the cars. And so, mate, for testing, it was the usual suspects: McLaren, Ferrari. McLaren especially doing well in 4 days at Jerez.
Jerez, mate.
Oh, sorry. And BMW, Max, as well. The F1 car bit back and shocked one of the pit crew. I think it was Calvin Klein in the car.
It bit back, all right.
Christian. Yeah, he. The footage is unbelievable. The guy just jumps back.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it
from the curves.
If you haven't seen it,
it's favoured on our channel.
Have a look at it, and the car's pulled in after doing a couple of laps, and the usual swarm of technicians come around it. One guy just puts his hand on the side pod and is thrown back from all the kinetic energy that's been stored. It was just brutal.
Toyota were coming out all week saying that their curse system was safe and that they were testing it in-house rather than at the circuit. Kind of having a little slap at BMW, I think, saying, well, we didn't electrocute anyone.
You haven't. Yeah, exactly. We didn't kill any of our technicians or severely maim them.
Yeah.
You did. But I tell you what, though, with this whole curse thing, I really would rather it be delayed for another year, mate. I'm not overly confident and particularly calm in knowing that this sort of thing is going into the cars next year. I mean, there's plenty of batteries that have to be deployed inside a car, and with that comes acid, and we've seen the energy build up, and that's blown a bloke off onto his feet. I wouldn't really be wanting to drive a Formula One car at the moment with that sort of technology in it.
And as we've said in other podcasts, there's all that money that goes with the development as well. So
for sure.
It's not just the technology; it's the money it costs to develop it for basically a little bit more horsepower and perhaps a push to pass or something. Do we need that? No, we've talked about that. So, mate, they've been doing the testing, and we're coming on to Hungary now, and we're going to do a video straight after this and give our tips and also talk a little bit about Hungary. So, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you very soon for the next episode.
Catch you guys. Bye.
Okay, bye.
This is not your soul.